India started their first test match in more than 9 months at the Adelaide Oval today. And this is the famous and much awaited pink ball test match that we are talking about. To get all the action from the first day's play, tune in to Jatin's Scorecard on Khelomor's YouTube channel. Virat Kohli won the toss today. Virat is one of the unluckiest captains when it comes to tosses, and I think he was the most surprised that the coin fell in his favour. He had no hesitation in batting first, and that's where we'll start from talking about today's play. Let's start with Prithvi Shaw in particular. Top players like Prithvi Shaw should not be getting out bowled as often as he does. There are two technical faults the way I see it. The first is that his back leg, which is his right leg, tends to move a little bit towards the leg stump just as he's preparing to meet the ball. The second area is that his front leg is not going as close to the ball as it should be and staying a little bit away from the ball. Now this is giving rise to the gap between bat and pad, and we've seen this in the first innings of this test match. We've seen it in the IPL as well. He's been getting out bowled because of these couple of flaws which have crept into the game. Now today, let's not make any mistakes. Stark found the perfect length to him at the second ball of the game itself. It was that in-between length which fast bowlers strive to get on a wicket, and Stark did just that. Not only did the ball swing in the air, but it pitched and it seamed back into Prithvi, and thereby getting the inside edge and knocking the leg stump over. Then we saw Cummins produce an absolute beauty of an in-swinger to get rid of Mayank Agarwal. Mayank was looking pretty good. He looked as if he was getting a hang of the pink ball and the wicket. He displayed a lot of patience to start off with, but Cummins used his most potent weapon. We speak about this in another episode as well, where we talk about this particular ball from Cummins, which is an in-swinging ball, which he surprises the batsman with. Today as well, Cummins kept the length on a shortish side all morning, only to surprise Mayank with this ball, which was pitched up. It was several clicks faster than his earlier deliveries, and it swung back sharply to get the gap between bat and pad. Now this was a serious situation for India. Both their openers out with not too many on the board, and that's when the great wall of India, Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli, came together for a crucial 68-run partnership. Pujara looked to be well set, but Nathan Lyon undid him with a ball which spun and bounced sharply to take the inside edge of the bat. So India were now 3 wickets down, and a partnership was expected between Ajinkya Rahane and Virat Kohli, and they did just that. They added 88 for the 4th wicket, and when it looked like it was going to be a partnership which would have got India to safety in the test match, a bizarre call for a run by Ajinkya Rahane and then sending Virat Kohli back ended this partnership. Ajinkya Rahane played a ball towards Hazlewood at mid-off, started off for a run and then sent the captain back. Virat Kohli couldn't reach his ground back in time and he was run out. Now this could be a really pivotal moment of the test match, because this happened just before what we now know is that dreaded hour under lights with the new pink ball. That bizarre run out undid all of India's good work during the day. The new ball was then due, the lights came on, and Stark and Hazlewood then cleaned Rahane and Vihari up. From an Australian perspective, this will be a very satisfying day. India ended at 233 for 6 with Saha and Ashwin at the crease. The Australians were their gold standard self today. They were absolutely fantastic with their accuracy and execution. Stark swung the ball. Hazlewood was his usual Glenn McGrath kind of self, just banging away at the top of off stump, ball after ball. And Cummins was fantastic today as well. He came in for short bursts, bowled intimidating lengths, but had that ball, which we spoke about earlier, to get Mayank Agarwal out as well. Nathan Lyon was fantastic. I think he got into the game early. Tim Paine got him into the game early. Captains tend to do that because on a first day of a test match, you want to see if there's any moisture in the wicket, and if a spinner can get some grip and hence some turn from that moisture. So it was a good decision by Tim Paine to bring him in early, and he kind of held that one end up for Australia while the other 3 bowlers rotated from the other end. Cameron Green had a decent test debut with the ball as well. He showed why he is rated so highly in Australia, and on a wicket which had spongy tennis ballish bounce, Green was one of the bowlers who got some pace, even when the ball was 35-40 overs old. So that kind of impressed me a bit. And it's going to be interesting to see how everything pans out tomorrow for India. From 233 for 6, my guess is that they will be trying to get to 300, 325 at any cost. I think that's a total for India to be in some kind of control in the test match. Anything short of that, say if India is bowled out for 260 or 270, we will then be kind of staring at the game with our backs to the wall. Let's talk about the wicket a little bit. This wasn't your usual Adelaide Oval wicket, which is normally a track which seems a little bit on the first day but settles down into an absolute batting paradise. This one was a little different. I don't know if it's the pink ball behaving a little differently with the surface, but this wicket, as I said earlier, has a bit of spongy bounce in it. Now, when you have a wicket like that, it's difficult to score runs at a fast clip, and my feeling is that the Australians will have the same problem and the same challenge as India faced today, and that challenge being trying to get a move on into this game. So looking forward, I think there are two main objectives for India. The first objective is to get to 300 at any cost. Australia will be trying to bowl them out much before that. And the second objective is for India to get into the test match a little bit more with the ball. It's a pink ball. India have just played one pink ball test match earlier. So they'll want to settle down into the pink ball kind of rhythm without giving away too many runs and hopefully getting a couple of early wickets as well. But the guy I think is going to be crucial for India in this test match is R. Ashwin. I think Kohli will use him to bowl long spells from one end. He will be asked to contain a little bit. There'll be a bat pad and a backward short leg in play as well. And I think this spongy bounce will bring that short leg into play a lot more for Ashwin in this test match. So it all depends on what lines Ashwin bowls. But for me, he is going to be a crucial play for India in the coming 4 days. Let's take a couple of questions from the hashtag AskJatin. The first question is from Anad Datar. So the question is, should India be considering Vihari as an opener in the next test matches? I think they will persevere with Prithvi Shaw. Hopefully Prithvi gets runs in the second innings. They'll probably give Prithvi one more game. And if that doesn't work out, then Shubman Gill will get the other test matches. But I don't think India should try experimenting with Vihari. Let's not forget that Rohit Sharma will be back in contention from the third test match. And as far as my reading goes, I think Rohit Sharma will bat at the top of the order and Vihari will continue at number 6. So the next question is around why does Lyon get more assistance than Ashwin? I think fundamentally they are two different bowlers. Even though they are off spinners, I think their outlook to the game is different. Lyon is the traditionalist. Ashwin is more the modern, off spinner. Let's not forget that Lyon is more or less a one format player for Australia. So he's predominantly a red ball test match player. Ashwin is a modern off spinner who has played all the three formats in equal measure, and I think that's gone into the evolution of R. Ashwin as we see him today. In a T20 game, he's bowled in the first 6 overs, he's bowled in the middle of the innings, he's bowled in the slog overs. In a one-day game, he's bowled in power plays, he's bowled in slog overs. Test match cricket is obviously his first love, but I think what we are seeing in Ashwin today is a guy who is trying to also keep the runs down a little bit and try many things all the time. So I think the fundamental area of difference between Lyon and Ashwin is that Nathan Lyon is a guy who relies on his off spin. He relies on his off spinner and with the odd kind of over spinner. But Ashwin is a guy who has 5 or 6 stock balls. Lyon has 1 stock ball. Ashwin thinks he has 5 or 6 stock balls. So he'll keep experimenting with that. So that's a fundamental mindset difference as I see between the two of them. That's all from day 1 of the test series. Do share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you have any questions about the game or about the series, use the hashtag AskJatin on Twitter. That's all from today. Thank you.